The Wrights. A beautiful family of Black Americans had endured the passing of one in their family members. The funeral had happened. Right after the funeral, the party started. During the party, the ghost danced with the people. It was the ghost graduation. I know it's hard to understand why has someone moved away from their flesh, but there was no tears. Only laughter. But it's because we are a family that is spiritually saved. So when people in our families die, it's a celebration. When the party ended, the ghost hugged all that was around and went and stood outside by the mailbox. Soon a ghost car arrived. The driver, a black tall male wearing a captain's suit. He opened the door for the old man that had died, and they disappeared. The driver drove him to a train station. At the train station, the man gave his information, and the lady behind the counter gave him a ticket dated 1 year away. She had a large afro and jewelry hung from her hair. Once he received his ticket, he was directed to enter a train. The train conductor, a tall, slender man that had dark brown skin, checked his ticket. The train took the man along with all the others that qualified and took them to a hidden city. On arrival in this hidden city, everyone had to check in. Here he would live for 1 year. After the year had come to an end, the man would know his value and where his next life would start. Rather, if he would be flown to Neptune, Mars, Saturn, Mercury, Venus, Pluto, Jupiter, Uranus, or Earth. Some people were landwalkers. The man saw his home and was so excited to explore the city. For an adventure awaited. The man entered his house and placed his ticket in the kitchen drawer, labeled Venus.
Here is Mr. Asbury. He is an old black man that spent his life being a judge. The spirit that listened to all of his cases saw he did his best in making decisions for the people. Behind closed doors, he was a great husband and a great father. He went to the powerhouse on Sunday and prayed his daily prayer at the altar in his home. One day Mr. Asbury died. When he died, he danced at his funeral, and so did the people. Mr. Asbury went and stood at the mailbox once the party was over, and a spiritual car came. A tall black man in a captain's suit opened the door for Mr. Asbury and took him to the train station in the spirit. When Mr. Asbury arrived at the station, a beautiful black woman with dreadlocks gave him a ticket dated 1 year away, labeled Landwalkers.
Now the question becomes, if an evil ruler is in charge, what happens? If an evil ruler tries to make decisions for the people, it will be spiritually zapped, meaning its bloodline will be zapped. Therefore, no other generational success will exist from its family. If an evil spirit finds a way in power, it has turned itself into a slave. It will do everything it is told to do by a high spirit from above. That is a king of dark brown skin, and if it decides to make a decision for itself, it will be zapped. The next question was, what if God, a powerful black N, is evil? Well, if God is evil, God will be replaced, because God no longer cared for the people, only for friendship. And whom is the most qualified for the position will receive the power, and the position is permanent. God is free to do whatever it pleases to do. But if God willing destroys someone on purpose that has caused no course of action for the abuse, God can lose protection. The last question, who are those people that communicate in the spirit? In the spirit, when evil people die, they are too poor to be reborn. So they move around, but they have no flesh. They found ways to gain the attention of others. And once they had gained the attention of others, they promised many things in exchange to share their flesh. So, when one submits to the spirit that is too poor to be reborn, it's able to communicate in the spirit. Now, when people come ask things of it, will have other spirit go and do errands for it, but remains in the body it has possessed. So, when people ask to have their hands read or beg for a blessing, the spirit will have another spirit that has no flesh to go move through the spirit and learn the character of the one it's reading, or it will go rob one of its gift and bring it to whom has prayed to it. When the person has its hand read or receive a blessing it has asked for, it becomes a believer. Then another spirit will possess that body that doesn't have a body. They are criminals. When one plays in the sorcery that was given to it by the spirits that are too poor to be reborn, when it dies, the spirit that gave it the life of spiritual gifts takes its place and is reborn in its place. Due to so many people being manipulated into following wicked ways, there is now a military that is full of black men that moves through the spirit, catching every evil spirit they see. They are not allowed to speak to the people. However, there is a group of black people that are allowed to move through the spirit. They are called the Landwalkers. It means when they die, they go through a process to be certified. And they are given permission to move through the spirit because they have no wicked ways and they are God's support team. Now do you understand why I can't value your justice system? Not because you are pale skin, but because the system you have shown towards the people is a system that does not operate for the people, but against the people. If someone is innocent of a crime but lacks funding, you will destroy their lives. So, on their deathbed, their soul will be misjudged, and it's due to believing what you said they were. In every courtroom sit spirits that will listen to all trials, and read all evidence, and if laws are broken, the judge. And all involved in damaging the life of another will be charged of their crimes in their deaths. All across the United States, the spiritual car moved whenever someone died. Their soul was judged, then it would move to its place. No other countries held the power because God had the United States designed for all cultures. So when one died, it was not destroyed for being different when their ways followed the basic guidelines. However, if seats were available in the United States and if one from a foreign country qualifies to enter, they would live as the American, and on their deathbed their soul would be judged and moved to its new life. When the others asked, why did God choose the United States? It's the land of the freedom and the home to the bold and brave. If a judge or attorney was wicked, or any others that caused enough damage to the lives of others, they would be executed. After their execution, they would be sent to a portal and placed in the same hole they dug for another person to fall into. After 3 months, a camera would be sent down, and if the spirit was dead, bullies just didn't exist anymore. None of them made it out of the holes they dug for good people to fall into. So on the day, you died of flesh, and that spiritual car came to your house and took you to the train station, and your criminal background was checked. Nothing will be a lie. Because the new justice system didn't allow anyone to ignore evidence nor take money to manipulate a story. Now do you understand why I can't value your justice system? Not because you are pale skin, but because the system you have shown towards the people is a system that doesn't operate for the people, but against the people. If someone is innocent of a crime but lacks funding, you will destroy their lives. So on their deathbed, their soul will be misjudged, and it's due to believing what you said they were. Your methods of care for the people have caused great stress. So nothing you have I can value. So while you may currently appear to hold power in the United States, however, due to you no longer being respected as power because of what you call good, every word you say is your last. The power remain in the United States, but no criminals are allowed in places of power.
In the beginning there was the sun, a gateway to the cosmic giant God. The first people bathed in its light, and this was the solar religion, a path of direct connection. But humanity sought its own ways. Some people follow the Bible, others the Quran or the Torah. So when they died, they went to a spiritual portal governed by God. The Bible, the Quran, and the Torah was created by the people that were in competition with God. They viewed God as a dictator, so they wanted their own ways. God is a gentle giant that is a black man, so God walked away and allowed the people to create their own ways. When their people die, they are reborn, if they qualify. There were also the others. They wished to not be governed by God, but for God to have no interest in them. So when they die, they enter a portal of no return. We call it the outhouse. The outhouse is the land where there is no God watching the people, but the people have no power.
Everyone doesn't qualify for the solar religion. So when some people die, they enter the portal to the Bible, the Quran, or the Torah, if they qualify. In each portal, the people must follow the rules to the book they follow. After their cycle has ran its course, they are reborn on earth.